We have a bit of a new show coming to you guys every week on the channel. We're going to try this out and see what you guys think. We're going to go over some news stories in a much more compressed format so you can kind of hear what's going on both in theme parks, real estate, and living in Orlando in under 10 minutes. Hope you enjoy the first show. This episode of Orlando Real Weekly is brought to you by the Pozek Group Real Estate Agents. Check us out over on Google, Pozek Group. We've got over 700 5-star reviews, and we're here to help whenever the time comes. info@pozekgroup.com or call the number down below. Let's get into the first story. The first story has to do with one of the most wealthy people in the entire world. That is Jeff Bezos. Now, he has decided to leave Seattle after 30 years and relocate over to Miami. And why does that matter for Orlando? Well, there's a lot of wealthy people moving to Florida in general. He says it's to be closer to his parents, but he's also got places in Hawaii and all over. So my theory is that he's doing it to save on taxes. And now we have got no state income tax. Washington has a 7% capital gains tax. They also have potentially a wealth tax that they're looking to create. So Florida is going to be attracting more and more of these people. I'm talking to a lot of developers, though, that are looking at Miami, and they're saying maybe that's a little bit too expensive. It's getting to be just as expensive as New York. We want to invest more in Orlando, and I think that's a big deal. When you got all of this money flowing into the state, it's going to bleed over into other areas, and I think that while it makes it more expensive for people that live here, it also brings more opportunity, better jobs, more developments, stuff to have fun, things to do. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Jeff Bezos becoming the newest Florida man? The second story is about the Brightline. Now, over the past 45 days that they've been open, my news feed has been absolutely exploding with people that have tried it out, and they've said that they've loved the terminal, they've loved the experience of it, the fact that a couple of them that I knew upgraded to the business class where you get a drink and Wi-Fi and you get to bring a bag. They loved the experience and said that they would be doing it again. And so there's 17,500 people that used the Brightline between Orlando and Miami in the first 4 weeks alone. So this is actually emboldening the Brightline that they're going to be pushing out into Tampa as they planned. They're also going to be adding some more stops up and down the east coast of Florida. They're also expanding in other parts of the country between Vegas and LA, it looks like. And this is one of the biggest privately owned travel companies in the entire country. In fact, I didn't know this, but Amtrak is actually owned by the federal government. And so that's an interesting kind of insight into how travel is. But I think the more that we have these kind of things where people can not be so car dependent, the better. Let me know what you think down below. Universal Orlando broke ground on their new affordable housing project over by Epic Universe in correlation with Wendover developers. People have been wondering, what is actually the cost of this going to be? Because there's going to be a lot of on-site amenities. They have free tuition for the preschool. They've got public partnerships with UCF that they're going to be bringing in for classes. There's going to be retail and office and transportation right on site. And so the prices for these different apartments are ranging from $400 up to $1,800 a month. And so there's actually a cap on income for people that live there as well. You can make as little of $15,000 a year all the way up to $80,000 as a cap. And so it's going to be interesting to see if this becomes a blueprint for other areas in Central Florida and the entire country, because we're not just seeing an affordability crisis here in Orlando, we're seeing an affordable crisis all over the country right now. The fact that they're bringing in a unique project here in Orlando, I'm excited to see how it goes. I already know demand for this is going to be through the roof, so it'll be interesting to see how they react. In some travel news, Southwest Airlines is going to be moving a big part of their international hub from Fort Lauderdale to here in Orlando. Why am I excited about this? Because I've been talking about for the past couple years how Orlando makes a lot more sense for an international hub than really any other city that we have in the state. I understand Miami has a lot more inbound, but if you look at sort of where we're located in terms of how many people come in and then disperse, Orlando makes sense for connections and where people live. It's a little bit more affordable than Miami. And so it's cool to see that exactly what I've been saying over the past couple years was exactly what the chief operating officer of Southwest was saying. There's more pilots that live in Orlando. It's easier in terms of connections. There's more people that travel from the Midwest to Orlando and then out other places. And so this is going to affect people that are going to like Turks and Caicos and to Cancun, the Dominican Republic, and many other places that are just south of Florida. And so it'll be interesting to see if other airlines start to follow suit as MCO starts to grow and expand. It's also going to get a lot more eyeballs on the Orlando area, and I think that that's just healthy for all of us. So those are a few stories that I found interesting here in Orlando. Let me know down below which one of these things are going to have the biggest impact about things going on here in Orlando in our daily life. I'd love to hear what you think. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't already a subscriber. If you made it this far into the video, you probably need to subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next video.